published 2037 Eastern Standard Time, the 8th of February 2018, updated 7:21 Eastern Standard Time, the 15th of February 2018. Saoirse Ronan is determined not to let the film world engulf her. Saoirse Ronan is determined not to let the film world engulf her. It's very easy to make the industry your whole life and just stay in the bubble, but it's not good for you to work and do nothing else, the 23-year-old told me. Ronan's been acting for half her life, garnering the first of 3 Oscar nominations aged 13 for Atonement, so she knows of what she speaks. In order to have a perspective on life, you have to it, she said. The Irish-American actress took herself off to New Zealand last year and traveled around the Asia-Pacific region, meeting up with friends. "I needed to do that," she sighed. When she returned from her trip, she went straight to work with director Josie Rourke, taking the lead role in working titles Mary Queen of Scots. She was filming the historical drama in London when Lady Bird, a she'd made earlier with Greta Ge directing, had its world premiere at the Telluride Film Festival, where critics fought over which superlative to best describe it. The guy from the New York Times simply called it perfect. The picture, written by Ge, is set in Sacramento, with Ronan playing a high school student called Christine, who insists on being called Lady Bird. It's a coming-of-age story that overlaps with a mother-daughter relationship tale and explores class, gender equality and a little thing called love. Coming-of-age films, especially the ones with teenage girls, seem to focus mostly on romance and are a little superficial, where I think this whole world has been fleshed out in Lady Bird, Ronan told me on the phone from Los Angeles. Ronan notes that her character is recognizably human, and even a bit unlikable at times, but she has a lot to offer. All the highs and lows of what it is to be a teenager seem to be in this one young woman. Ronan's portrayal reels you in. "I saw the film 3 times because I was fascinated by her sublime performance and the tiny details Ge had poured into her screenplay, such as how Lady Bird's often exasperated mother, a fabulous Laurie Metcalf, works double shifts at the hospital to make ends meet, and how she's tougher on her daughter than her soft-hearted husband." Lady Bird, written by Greta Ge, is set in Sacramento, with Ronan playing a high school student called Christine, pictured, who insists on being called Lady Bird. "Be the best version of yourself," the mother pleads. Lady Bird, like 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, The Shape of Water and, to some extent, The Post, which all have strong female lead roles, arrives at a time when, as Ronan put it, girls are finding their
voice in a way they haven't before, she added, even before.
"In my view, absolutely. The film would have won attention whenever it chose to open." Ronan's heading to London next weekend for the BAFTAs, and then back to Los Angeles for the Academy Awards on March 4th, where Lady Bird has 5 nominations, including Best Picture. Ge, pictured with Ronan, is in the Best Director race. Shame it's only the 5th time a woman has been nominated for director in the Oscars' 90-year history. For Best Actress, Ronan will be up against 4 powerful performances: Sally Hawkins in The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand in 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie in I, Tonya, and Meryl Streep in The Post. Ge is in the Best Director race. Shame it's only the 5th time a woman has been nominated for director in the Oscars' 90-year history. In June, Ronan can be seen in Dominic Cooke's beautiful adaptation of Ian McEwan's On Chesil Beach, and in September, Mary Queen of Scots opens. At some point, she quite fancies the idea of doing an idea prompted by singing audition scenes in Lady Bird. "It has to be in a film. I can't sing on stage, I'm not Anne Hathaway. Anyway, Broadway hasn't called me up yet," she joked. But to get Games of Thrones makeover Timothée Chalamet, the dashing young actor who has become the award season's heartthrob, is in talks about playing Prince Hal in a film based on Shakespeare's Henry IV and Henry V. Chalamet is likely to work with the Australian actor and filmmaker Joel Edgerton, who has adapted the 2 plays. He has been working on the scripts for several years. He once told the film site IndieWire that he'd written the Henry plays as a period film, but with our own modern dialogue. Timothée Chalamet, pictured, the dashing young actor who has become the award season's heartthrob, is in talks about playing Prince Hal in a film based on Shakespeare's Henry IV and Henry VFO. Lack of a better explanation, it's Game of Thrones meets Shakespeare, only in that you can Game of Thrones and understand what's going on, he said. The Bard is the kind of roundabout version of telling you simple things, so we just wanted to let the audience understand exactly what's going on. And not just some people but everybody. The film will shoot on locations in the UK and Hungary, starting in late May or early June. Chalamet made his name in Homeland, playing the son of the vice president. He went on to appear in several films, including Favorites of Mine, Lady Bird and Hostiles, but he broke through playing a youth who has a summer of love with a slightly older man, Armie Hammer, in Call Me By Your Name. The garnered 4 Oscar nominations, including a Best Actor citation for Chalamet, who finds himself in contention with Daniel Day-Lewis, Daniel Kaluuya, Gary Oldman, The Favorite, and Denzel Washington for the Oscar crown. Chalamet has met with director David Michôd, who will direct the Shakespeare film called King. These being backed by Netflix and will have a theatrical run first and then go on to streaming service. It's being produced by Greta Gardner and Jeremy Kleiner, who run Brad Pitt's film company, Plan B. They were also closely involved with Oscar-winning best films 12 Years a Slave and Moonlight. Edgerton starred in last year's interracial romance film Loving, also starring Ruth Negga, and will soon be seen in the spy thriller Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence. Revealing the jungle's human side, the jungle is on the move. The breathtaking young Vic sensation could take root at the Playhouse Theatre, near Charing Cross. The play, by Joe Murphy and Joe Robertson, explored the Ramsel refugee and migrant camp in Calais. All too often the occupants of the jungle camp are depicted as less than third-class citizens, but this production gave them names and faces, and, for a change, told their side of the story. Director Stephen Daldry and designer Miriam Butler are liaising with the young Vic, the National Theatre, Sonia Friedman Productions and Good Chance Theatre on how Butler's excellent set can be shifted into the Playhouse. Discussions are ongoing about how to reconfigure the Playhouse stage and transform the auditorium. The project's at an early stage, but if the design can be sorted, then the jungle hopes to be up and running in the Playhouse by early June. It's an unmissable theatrical experience.